it's great to have Paloma Faith in the country.
Nice to meet you.
Your first time down?
Yeah.
It's a long way, isn't it?
It is a hell of a long way.
What movies did you watch on the plane?
I watched... Do you know what? I can't even remember. Moon. And... I can't remember.
Yeah. See, London to Australia, it's not a long flight, it's just a movie marathon with free drinks, isn't it?
Yeah, but I slept quite a lot, so I was quite lucky.
Oh, you missed all those movies. What's this I'm reading about you being an ex-magician's assistant?
This is true.
It is true?
Yeah.
And you actually used to get sawn in half?
And levitated, disappeared. I did dove magic and rabbit stuff.
Wow. So what's the trick in being sawn in half?
I'm not allowed to tell you.
Is that right? You're under, like a
I'm
doctor,
under
right?
oath. I signed a contract with the devil.
Well, you never know. Maybe you want to use it in your own act one day, which wouldn't be too bad at all. Like you've come along with the new album, which will just show people there. But it's very, very interesting. The the moment you sort of hit the airwaves, a lot of comparisons, back to Etta James, for instance, and Billie Holiday.
That's nice.
And at the other end of the scale, they talk about Amy Winehouse. But I guess it's a good company all round to be considered in, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm pleased.
Yeah. What about with the Etta James and Billie Holiday level of the influence? Were they actually influences?
Well, they're probably like my two biggest inspirations.
Mm-hmm. Did you listen to a lot of them while you were growing up?
Yeah.
Where did the musical influences come from? Because I know your mum and dad weren't in the
No,
entertainment
but they
business,
were like into music, so my dad was fanatical about jazz, more on the instrumental side, and my mum was very much into great lyricists. She played good singers like Billie Holiday and Etta James at home.
And I guess the lyrics then was obviously a very big influence on you, because a lot of the album is very much about the lyrics and very personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't mind sort of telling it is how it is in your own personal life in the song, do you?
No, I don't.
What about like a song like New York, for instance, which is a very personal song about real people that you know. What's their impression when they find out that their life in regard to you has been played all over the radio?
No one really says much to me that's like, I don't like this, because they don't get much air to breathe. I don't know, like he's just okay about it.
Yeah. Well,
He dumped me, so if that's the way I want to deal with it, that's my business.
Wow, that's a pretty good way for him to walk around. You're not hardly going to be going and tell everyone, hey, that's me. Maybe he does. Who knows? Yes. And, like I've been reading about your random act of kindness, where I saw you mentioned that you snuck into a HMV store in London and sort of deposited a couple of Kylie tickets. Is that...
Yeah, because somebody gave me tickets to a Kylie concert and I couldn't go, so I went into HMV and just put them behind the Kylie albums.
And did you stay and watch?
No,
yeah.
I knew someone would pick it up.
Yeah. Now, when the first hit came along, Stone Cold Sober, and suddenly there you are on the chart, what was your reaction when you suddenly looked at a chart and, your name's there?
It's all quite surreal. It's kind of difficult to associate myself with something written on a piece of paper, or like when I see myself on TV, I don't necessarily make the association that it's me. It's kind of quite surreal.
Do you like drive around the car and hear the song on the radio, and do you notice those sort of things or see it on TV?
Yeah, I sort of switch it off usually if it comes on the radio.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It did get used as a jingle for an ad too, didn't it?
Did it?
Was it that song, or was it one of the other songs that was used?
I've had a few adverts. I've had an anti-binge drinking commercial, a Rimmel ad, and a Samsung advert.
Oh well, nothing like
in the UK.
Little bit of extra revenue, as they say. Do You Want the Truth or Something Beautiful is the name of the album, the title track, and also that song written or co-written with Ed Harcourt. Tell me about that association, how that came about.
Just my label thought we'd get on really well, we did. I think there's a bit of chemistry between us in terms of songwriting. I definitely want to work with him on the next album. I think he sort of understands my sensibilities, and I think that's my personal favourite on the album.
When you do the co-writes, how does that work? Do you come to them with the idea, and do you sit in the room together? And
Yeah, no, I usually sort of turn up with a lyrical idea or a notebook that I have loads of ideas, and I read a few out and then we decide. And then the person I'm writing with will maybe play something, or I'll bring an image or maybe like another song that's inspired me, sort of thing. And it just goes from there to sort of get the sonics of it.
And in that song in particular, the one with Ed, how quickly from beginning to end did that take to create?
No more than a couple of hours.
Yeah. So it tends to be a pretty fast process when...
Well, like, you gather all the ideas and the preparation takes ages, and then once you're in, you just throw it out.
But I guess the idea must drop into your head in some very unusual places.
Yeah.
From time to time. Have you had any inspirations while you've been in Australia, for instance, for
Well,
new
I'm
songs?
not... Currently, I'm having a break from songwriting, so unless something like jumps out at me, I'm not writing as much down at the moment. But when I'm writing, I'm very much like not quite experiencing life in the moment. I'm observing everything.
Yeah. Now, one of the things, one of the songs that I absolutely love the title of is your Christmas song.
Oh, yeah, with Josh.
Yeah, it's Christmas and I Hate You. What a great title.
That's not on the album. That was just before I got signed. Josh Weller and I did a duet for Christmas and put it out on an indie label.
Yeah. Just a bit of fun.
Yeah, it's about that song's about a married couple who don't like each other.
So probably won't get remembered up there with Frosty the Snowman and Happy Christmas War is over there.
I don't see why not.
Well,
It's more of
maybe.
a contemporary commentary.
Yeah, probably. Now, you've done a lot of acting work as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about Centrinians for a start. You know, you were Andrea.
Yeah, I was Andrea, the emo girl in St. Trinian.
Bit of a fun movie.
Yeah, it was what it said on the tin. It wasn't meant to be like intellectually stimulating or anything. It was just funny and a bit of a British romp.
Yeah. And what about the movie with Terry Gilliam? Because this was the final work that Heath Ledger did.
Yeah, it's called The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, and I think it's out in Australia now. It's the last Heath Ledger film, and it was directed by Terry Gilliam.
And how close did you get to Heath during that time?
I was only on set for about 2 weeks, but he seemed really nice. He went to listen to my music, because at the time I didn't have a record deal when we were making it, so he went on my MySpace, because he had a record label himself, and he went to have a listen, and he was like, "Oh, I'd love to do some stuff with you," but obviously his life ended too quickly.
What about Never Mind the Buzzcocks? What was that all about?
It's just a UK quiz show, I guess. It's a music quiz show, and it's kind of notorious for being quite funny and for people getting attacked and like verbally attacked. It's quite popular in the UK, and that was fun.
We don't have that down here. What did you get to do on that show for the day?
Well, we just sort of we just kind of take the piss out of all the other contestants.
Which sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you've also done some work recently with Basement Jaxx.
Yeah, I did a song on their new album, Scars, called What's a Girl Gotta Do?
So how did that come about? Did they sort of invite you in, and you were the guest vocalist on the song, weren't you?
Yeah, I wrote it with them. So it was like the three of us wrote that together.
Have you had the chance to perform it with them
No.
at this point? Plans to perform it with them?
I don't know. I have to wait to be invited.
What about a video for the song?
No, nothing's been mentioned yet.
Yeah. So we might be seeing a bit, because we know Basement Jaxx are going to be on the road quite a bit throughout 2010. So I guess, if it crossed over that you were in the same town, would it be likely that you could...
I would, if I was asked.
You would do it?
I never do anything that I'm not invited to do, and I don't push myself on people.
Yeah. You've got such a diverse resume. Also, you've just done a big photo shoot for Vogue magazine too, haven't you?
With David Bailey.
Yeah. So tell us about that. When was that done?
A few weeks ago. You've done very much research.
Well, we need to find out, what's going on in the life of Paloma.
Yeah, no, it was a few weeks ago, and obviously he's quite famous, David Bailey, so it was quite fun.
Yeah.
He's a charming man.
Is that something new to you, doing that style of photo shoot?
No.
Obviously, you've done a lot of photo shoots, but for
It's
Vogue
funny.
in particular.
Not really, no. I was in Vogue, Italian Vogue and I think Russian Vogue before. But I've always been photographed a lot because of the way I dress. Like even before I was a singer, people would always come and ask me if they could photograph me for things. So, yeah, it's quite a kind of, it comes easy to me to pose photos.
Yeah. More acting coming up?
I'm starting to audition again now, so hopefully it's soon.
Well, I look forward to finding out, what 2010 has in store. Paloma, it's great to have you in here at Undercover. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Please hang up and try again.